This week on Lost Velvet, we join the father and son team of the Swansons and their cameraman and Lost Velvet pro staffer, Ben Hawkeye Schneider, as they head to western Kansas to chase some rutting whitetails. After a good day's drive, they finally reach the hotel. Now they need to get some sleep because it's going to be an early morning for day one.
What are we doing up this early, Tristan?
We're going to shoot some whitetails here in western Kansas. We saw a buck chasing a doe about 200 yards over there on a creek bottom, and the buck had a very big body. I didn't see the antlers on it through the binoculars, but from the size of the body, I'm going to judge it was probably good. It was probably a pretty good sized buck. Some doe estrus out. He smelled it and came in looking for the hot doe that just ran by. Oh, there you go. See him? Yeah. Is that the same one? No. See either one of them. Nah. I'd relax for a little bit, man. Rattle again real quick. Buck coming. Where? To your left. He's a shooter. He's a shooter. Dude, he's a shooter. Nice job, buddies. Oh, yes. That was a good one. Oh my God, dude. Look, there's another one. That one had a nice rack. Dude, he was thick. Yeah, I know. That was awesome. He was real thick. I don't feel like letting it sitting in my face. Dude, that's a 160. How big? That's a 160-inch buck, man. Probably 160-incher, yeah. At least. Yeah. Oh my God, dude. How long have we been in the stand? Like 20 minutes, maybe. How many bucks have we seen? 3. Did I hit him good? It looked like a pretty good shot. Yeah, I went in. The arrow was still in, though, I think, all the way through. I think I got a long shot, though. That was a good... Yeah, that was a really good shot, man. Hey, Tristan. Oh, man. My dad was like, he was saying he didn't have any confidence in this stand because all we had was one little 8-pointer on camera. And that's what happens when you put up a little bud with some doe estrus on it. They all come in, tail up, looking, trying to follow the trail. That's exactly what he did. He came down the fence line and right next to the bud. We want to let at least a half hour go by before we go look for any blood from this buck.
Yeah, because if he's still alive, then he's going on. Yeah.
We don't want to push him any further.
Tristan's standing right where he nailed that buck. And see what I did here, folks? There's a scent drag. I just had it sitting right there along the fence line. And what'd that buck do?
He picked it up from right around there and he just came right in, followed along this fence line, and the guy waylaid him. It was beautiful.
Now we're just waiting for your paw to get here.
Yeah, taking forever.
All right, let's head back.
Yeah, let's go. All right. Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you.
Well, we told him that we didn't get it on camera, and he was all worried about it. And then we showed him, and it was on camera, and he was tricked.
You two are something else.
Gotcha, Matt. Gotcha.
Good shot.
let's
Let's go find this deer.
We're going through this gate.
Okay.
I'm not getting shocked by another electric fence.
Oh yeah, he got shocked by an electric fence yesterday. Congratulations. Arrow's still sticking out of him.
Oh my gosh.
Massive. Got all kinds of funky stuff going on with his antlers. Hi, how you doing? I'm Matt Swanson. This is my son Tristan. He's 15 years old. We're out here in western Kansas. This is our second year out here. Second year out here. Last year we had some good encounters, but he wasn't able to seal the deal. Luckily, we got our stand set up the other day. This was our very first set this morning, and he was able to come away with a great buck. His last buck that he shot, I think he was 12 years old, was a 102-inch 8-pointer, and we were basically looking for him to step it up a little bit. You know, he's young in his career. If he can gradually go up from here, he'll be in fine shape later on down the road.
I want to say a special thanks to Muddy Outdoors for providing us with the tree stands, and final step, natural cover scent. We were sitting in a cedar tree and that cedar smell blended us in perfectly. That buck had no idea we were there. Tristan, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Lost Velvet.
Man, awesome buck and shot, Tristan. Now it's your old man's turn. Now the hunt starts out a little different as the guys walk up and climb into the tree stands, and what do you know? In walks a house cat. Not that big of a deal, right? Well, that cat decides to get into the tree with them.
All right, folks, we're sitting about 20 feet up in the tree.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, that's not something you see every day. They lower the cat back down. Now they can get back to the hunt.
Why'd you have your bow ready earlier? Because the cat saw something. And I was hoping it was the deer we're looking for. But he looks pretty at ease and relaxed right now, so I think the coast is clear.
Okay, now we can get back to hunting.
He's coming back down with his one.
No, he's coming up here. I can't. He's something else, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's looking at me like you're the one that put me in the backpack.
Just trying to remember how I got out the first time.
You climbed all the way up, buddy. Remember, you were up there. He's like, oh, that's how it is. He's like, hey man, I'm back. He's like, no, you were mean to me. It's buddy.
Yep, couple real big tough hunters. Okay, enough with the cat. As you can imagine, they didn't see much that morning, but they did make a new friend. Now let's just see what the afternoon hunt holds.
Okay guys, we're out in western Kansas. I'm with my man Hawkeye for Lost Velvet Outdoors. And we just got the stand set, we just got set down, and we have a near 200-inch deer 200 yards from us. We're about to rattle, and we're gonna see what happens.
He's really tall. He's not as big as you think, but he's tall. He's not as big as you think, but he's really tall 8-point.
There he is looking at us. Ah! Big buck.
Man, no wonder these guys can't put a deer on the ground. Finally, after they get done goofing off, a borderline shooter 8 comes in. Matt decides to pass on him. Probably a good idea. But later that night, a nice 10-point works his way in, and Matt decides to let Ben take the shot. They switch equipment and gear, and Ben gets ready for that big-time shot.
He's bigger. He's a shooter. Come on in.
Bam. Bam. Bam.
I don't know, I'm nervous. I'm nervous about that one. What did it look like?
I don't know.
I had like a 30-yard pin on it.
He was 20 yards.
I had between the 20 and the 30, 25.
It might be good. He ducked it a little bit.
I heard it hit though.
Oh, he hit.
I heard it hit.
There's no doubt.
That's the biggest buck I ever shot with a bow.
As you can see, it's pretty dark, and you can't really tell where Ben hit the deer. And as a hunter, we all know that if you don't get a good feeling about your shot, it probably wasn't the best. So the guys decide to let this deer lay overnight, and they'll come back in the morning to see if they can't retrieve it. So the next morning, they start the search. And let me tell you, these guys looked for about 6 hours for this deer, and they never come up with anything. They did, however, see where a farmer might have kicked the deer up in the morning. And let me tell you guys, it's really not a good feeling when you can't find your deer, especially after looking for that long. As they're looking around for Ben's deer, they spot another real big buck off in the distance. guys know where this buck is heading, so now it's a 200-yard dash to see if they can't cut it off.
All I can hope is that I got the
artery.
I had the right pin, but he moved right as I let go. But I saw an awful lot of blood coming out of him. An awful lot of blood. But, my arrow fell out right at the top of the hill. Let's get the sweatshirt. I got my sweatshirt. Close the gate. And we'll just walk on that side of the fence and go up over the hill and take a peek.
Well, it's been a couple tough days for these guys, but luckily for Matt, it does look like his arrow caught the main artery in the back quarter. But just in case, they do decide to leave that deer lay overnight, and luckily for Matt, they found him the next morning, about 200 yards away, piled up.
There we go. Unfortunately a bad shot, but as we suspected, we got an artery, so he went, what, 175 yards?
Not even. Oh yeah, about 200. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I had penetration all the way to there. I know it's not the greatest shot in the world. He moved right as I shot. But this is what we come here for. Day 2, out in western Kansas. Second deer on the ground. I'm extremely happy with this deer. He's got a broken tine, but we'll deal with that. I don't know really what to say. I'm glad we found him. The shot wasn't the best shot in the world. I got lucky on it. And second deer down in western Kansas, baby. I'd like to thank Lost Velvet Outdoors. And hopefully we can get some more on the ground before we head back.
Matt, that's an awesome looking deer, man. You and your son, Tristan, both shot great bucks. Ben, unfortunately, you couldn't retrieve your deer, and that's part of being a hunter. It doesn't always work out perfectly. Sometimes you just gotta suck it up, do your best in trying to retrieve it, and just go get them next time. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Tune in next week for more great hunts.